Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Pyatt and welcome to my YouTube channel. My goal is to help as many martial artists as possible in their journey and study of Jiu-Jitsu, whether you're a complete beginner or an experienced martial artist. I do videos every Friday, so if you like and enjoy this video, don't forget to subscribe to get more just like it. This week we're going to take a look at the bow, and we're going to look at the first bow kata practiced in the Masayoshi Kobudo lineage of Okinawan Kobudo. The kata we're going to look at is Shushi, and in this video we're going to look at the first segment of this kata and some of the details surrounding it. So I hope you enjoy the video, guys. This video is aimed at people who are starting out in Kobudo to give you help and advice. I'm going to break down the moves quite slowly, so for more experienced practitioners, the main thing you'll be just looking for tips and variations on how I perform this kata. Feel free to put any comments below. So, we start the kata in the formal position. We bow, re, we come through. Rather than coming through like we would to this position for Shushi, as soon as the foot comes down, we continue to come across and we lean. As we do this, the elbow starts to rise and the hand comes up to come over so that you end with the bow in roughly 2/3, or in thirds, so 1, 2, 3. So you're in this position by the end. You then square, take the tip of the bow back towards your opponent's face to threaten, so that you're putting your attention back towards your opponent. Bring the foot back and in, and then you're going to do Jodan Naname Uchi, coming across. From there, you come forward into horse stance and pull the bow into the body, emphasising the rotation of the wrist, so you're winding that up as much as possible, bringing the elbow into the centre. So you bring it in, and then you're going to thrust, you're going to drive your hip through, and you're going to shift to the left, to here. The bow is on the outside of the arm, like it normally would be, and the direction of the bow thrust is at an angle. Other versions of this kata have versions of this move that come through straight, but in the version that I practice, when you pull in to here, you're leaning across as you enter and as you're attacking your opponent to get out of the way of the bow. So as you come in, like slipping the punch, you move out the way and then thrust. The basic way of doing the next move, so we look, we prepare the bow. So as you bring your hand back, you don't want to have your hand on your hip, you want to put the bow on your hip, and then we lean. So some people will just go 1, square, and then thrust. What I do from here is bring the bow to the hip, preparing the hand to create more rotation when I come back, and we're going to drive the block in and down, but I also want to square my hip for the next technique. So I want to engage my hips power-wise, so I spring with my feet and square my hips back to this position. So as I hit, we twist with the bow to really generate power in that block. So, one more time, to here. Then, we shift forward. Now it's important that you don't, in this case, do this. The reason being that once I've made contact with the block on the bow, I don't want to pull the bow back and lose contact. So what we do instead, from here, is I only need to pull the bow back marginally. So I come from here, just to here. Almost like I'm bringing my hand up in like a guard kind of position. And what we do instead is we shift, we enter, so that we're chasing our opponent. So what I'm not doing is just using the bow, I'm also using my body. So we block and we enter so that we come through. So we want to put pressure on our opponent, we want to chase them down. So nice and slowly through those first 4 moves again. So threaten the face, come back, Jodan Naname Uchi. Come up, prepare, then across, thrust, look, Geidan Hanayuk, Geidan Nikitsuki. Then we step up and we block to here. So as we block, we don't just want to come down, just like this. We want to, as we block, pull in. So the hand comes this way. So when their bow strike comes, you, rather than just hitting it out of the way, you absorb and deflect. So you're taking control of their bow rather than just hitting. If you were just doing this motion, it would be more conducive to come high, because rather than hitting the bow, in that case you're just striking the hand. So you just hit. If you're coming low, you need to absorb. So the back foot comes up to here, engage the hip, bring the bow round with, if I do this position from the side, when we come up, it's important to have your elbow in. Don't have this sticking out, because that provides a real target for your opponent so they can attack and then come straight up. So you want to have that tucked in as much as possible so it's out of the way. Your hips will start by turning in, so the knot of your belt will go towards there, so you have power. And then after that, you correct. So you square back up, look, and then go into the next move. So from here, we look. What I don't want to do is go leg first. So I don't want to go here and bring the bow afterwards. There is an argument to be made for setting the body and then creating power, but because of the way that we do this move where we shift, I want to cover the leg. So if I have come one direction and then I go another, I lead with the bow, not with my body, where if my opponent's fast, he'll hit me. So here, as we start to drop, the bow comes around to cover this leg, and then it drives through together. When we shift in again, pulling in. We drop to create tension in the hip, and the tip of the bow goes towards my opponent. This foot, the stance is short, because now I want to extend with my Jordan Nanami-uchi. So from here, there. Now for us, we draw back, and we come back feet 2 fists apart at a 5-degree angle this way. There's some systems that will come back into a cat stance and keep this as a continuous movement. Some will come right feet together, some will turn completely sideways. They're all variations on a theme. The main thing is how we deliver the thrust that follows. So we've come here. We don't want to drop the tip of the bow, so we don't want to do this. So instead we strike. We're going to spiral this, and the bow is going to come back so that it's level with the top of the chest. And we're going to rotate this hand. You don't want your front hand to come past your centre line, so you don't want to do this, because then you've lost any initiative that you'd gained from the tip of your bow. So you don't want to come here and then come in, so you draw back, and you just bring that into this position again, so you don't start to come past your centre line. Then when you thrust, the first thing that you want to focus on is bending the knees, thinking of the sort of a slight drop in your body, and you want to imagine that your body's a bit like a tree. So your body's going to go first, because what you don't want to do, if I do it completely wrong, is go and do arms first. I want to get the power right into the tip of the bow being delivered to my opponent. So from here, if I exaggerate, imagine that I bend my knees and start to let the body go. So I'm starting to let my weight come, and then I drop as I bend my knees, and then there's that moment where my bow is just trying to play catch up. And then as I land, as I'm coming through, my hip then engages to give that final bit of energy, and the hands rotate to get power in the thrust. So from here, we want to, if I exaggerate, drop the body and then come through. So here, one more time, and then through, and then back, kamai. In this kata, the positions at the end, although you can practice bunkai or kakeyuki, are each coming just back to kamai. So you don't do this kata as a hard block. Although it can be practiced that way in bunkai, the way that I was taught the kata, each time you do the thrust, you then come back and then continue. So you're here and then back. So that's the opening phase of the kata. That's only the first section before we go into a much longer section which repeats the takuya of the kata. So the main challenge of this part of the kata is the change in direction, and the diversity of the techniques, because this part of the kata is quite varied. There's a lot of things going on. So let's do it one more time, slowly. So we bow, rei, yoi, we come out, we straight away come across to this position. We drop the stance, threaten towards the face, come back, rotate the hips, strike to the eyes, drive across, Jodan Nameuchi. Come up, pull in, Jumbi, thrust, look, bring the bow back to the hip, Geidan Haneyuk, Geidan Ski. Bring the back foot up, block, look, bow comes first, shift, drop, Jodan Nameuchi, draw back, bring the bow, really emphasize the rotation on the front hand, drop, get the hip coming through, kamai, and then look, ready to go into the next move. So if any of the techniques in that kata you're not familiar with, don't forget you can check out our video series looking at how to do the basic strikes in Matayoshi. So looking at hojo-undo dai-ichi. So the first 5 techniques are there for you, and you can click the link to the playlist by clicking the link here. You can see the whole kata perform full speed by clicking the link here. And if you like this video, don't forget to put a comment, put a like, and then check out the next part where we'll look at the second phase by clicking the video here. Hope you enjoyed that, guys, and see you next week.